Today, your tagging alone got me a lot of followers. Thank you so much. Like, I was just screaming in my house that everybody just got use Emeka movies. If you want to blow on social media, thank you so much.
All right, so we are live right now. I'm wearing my Don's hat, right? Because this conversation, I'm very interested. I must tell you the absolute truth. After making the post, some individuals came into my inbox. I was like, man, that we don't even understand the blessedness that resides in Africa. Many of us are thinking Dubai, Canada. Yeah, our countries may not be the same as those people. Better standard of living, healthcare, power supply, and especially some level of good leadership. But the guy was like, "Yes, Emeka, if you really want to travel, at least try out East Africa." And then he mentioned Botswana, mentioned where did he even mention again? Okay, Kenya,
Zimbabwe, yeah.
Zimbabwe, exactly. He also mentioned Zimbabwe, and
Those
said I
are
should.
not South Africa.
Sorry.
Those are South Africa.
Oh yeah, and
But
then
Kenya
he
is
said,
in East Africa, yeah.
yeah, he said I should check them out. If I want to visit, I should go to those places, and then I will see lots of beautiful things, wildlife, waterfalls, and all those kind of things. And yeah, I think that's very. So I mean, it's good to start out from those places. So I'm looking forward to starting out in East Africa.
Yeah.
And if I can do 2 countries a year, I think that would be a good start, or 2 or 3 countries per year. Or I don't know how feasible it is. If somebody goes to Rwanda, is it possible to go to Kenya by train, or like how people go in Europe, and then they're able to go from Germany to Austria to all those, and then like around via with train. I don't know if that is feasible, but then we'll
Yeah,
look at that. All
that's
right.
really,
Mm.
yeah, that's
All
very
right, guys.
possible.
We are welcome to this conversation, to this live stream. I have with me Princess. Princess now calls her name Kigali Mama. Yeah, Princess. Let me send you the link. Sorry, I think we got into the conversation and I forgot myself. Let me send you the link so that in case you want to send to. Mm, so I'll send it to you in the inbox right now, and. Okay, I've sent it to you.
Okay, get it.
So I want to pin the post to my timeline so that people can still watch us after this live stream. All right, it's pinned. Okay, so you guys are all welcome. We'd like to see your comment in the comment section. Let's know where you are tuning in from. All right. Let's know where you are tuning in from. Let's know what you do. We can bring your name on the screen. Put your name, what you do, your name, what you do in the comment section, and I can bring them up on the screen so that people can connect to you and possibly patronize you. Because what we are doing when I do these conversations and these live streams is not just about me, it's about my guests, it's also about you. The connections, building community across all divides. Okay, so let's know where you are tuning in from. If you're on Facebook, let's know. If you're Because we're streaming to 3 different platforms at the moment. We're streaming on Facebook, we're streaming on LinkedIn, and we're streaming on YouTube, my YouTube channels. So if you are on any of these channels, please you can drop a comment. We'll see it. Let's know your name, and then let's know where you are tuning in from, and let's know what you do, and we'll put it on the screen, and someone can see you and follow you, and perhaps patronize you. And then, secondly, 3 things actually I ask people to do during my live streams. Number one, your name, what you do, and where you are tuning in from. Number two, there's a share button beneath the screen. Just share the button, share the live stream so that it can reach out to many more individuals. And thirdly, go and invite your friends. Tag them to be part of what we are doing. All right, tag them, mention name, tag them in the comment section. Tell them to come on stream, come on live, and let them come see what we are doing during these conversations. Conversations like this can expand your consciousness, expand your awareness, expand your thinking, expand your grasp of different ideologies, so that you can increase your levels of intelligence or increase your levels of awareness. Okay. So I have my guest today. Princess, are you there?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm here.
Oh, okay, because it went dark. I was thinking Nepa is there also.
No NEPA here.
All right. So I'm seeing a few individuals who are tuning in, patients, clergy from PCN. I don't know what PCN is. Please, you can let us know what PCN is. Um, Onyebuchi, the relationship coach, popularly called Love Court Justice. All right. Oh, so go, as I said, let's know where you are tuning in from, your name, what you do. Secondly, please click the share button beneath the screen and share this live stream. And thirdly, please go invite your friends. Tag them in the comment section. Those that you are your friends, tag them. All right. So today in this conversation, I have with me Princess Shole. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. I'm not. I'm Igbo. Sometimes it can be a little bit of an issue pronouncing people's names, but she calls herself Kigali Mama. All right, she's going to share with us. I particularly loved your story. When things happen to people, people begin to find meaning somehow in the dark phases or the dark events of their lives. A friend of mine survived kidney failure, chronic kidney disease, and today he is, after surviving it, his marriage broke down, his wife left him, and today he is now using organic solutions to help individuals who have diabetes, and he's deepening himself. I mean, deepening himself in the knowledge, attending courses and all that because he had that situation. And for you was because you lost your daughter and your
So,
child, sorry, your son, and
yeah.
in a way to rediscover yourself, you took to traveling, and you have lived in 3 East African countries, and that's amazing. And today, now you are building a community. So you see, from the death to the discovery, and you're building a community and you're touching people's lives. So sometimes when we walk through some dark phases of our lives, we can find meaning and purpose that can help other individuals. All right. So thank you for doing this live stream with me. Um,
Thank you.
I want you to tell us your story. Tell us how it started out for you. Tell us about East Africa. Tell us the benefits and the dividends, and then go ahead to offer us what you've got for us. People who are here. For example, I mean, you're already planning for me. Um, my lawyer even knows you. Her name is Ndidi, and she said she has gotten across to
Yeah,
you,
she reached
and
out.
that she's
Yeah.
planning also. So you see now. I mean, who knows? I'm gonna get more
Yeah.
clients. I mean, the truth is that let me make you understand something. There are individuals that I've seen who are doing this thing, um, but I don't know. There's something about me. I mean, I'm kind of hard led in the things that I do. When I look at people, I look at them like, I mean, when I see through people that these guys are hustlers, they just want to collect money. I see there's no finance in what they do. There's no process. There's just hustling. But with you, I don't know. I just have this connection in my spirit. And I look at what you do. There's this heart-led thing, the way you do it, and all that. And so, hopefully, by the grace of God, we're going to be in wonder and enjoy their foods and all those things.
Yeah.
Hopefully, 3 weeks of living in an apartment, moving around and seeing how um, Rwanda. I mean, you want us to go beyond Rwanda. I mean, beyond Kigali to all the
Kigali,
other
yeah.
parts of Rwanda. Looking forward to that. All right, so I'm going to hand over the screen to you right now. Share with us. Tell us about the beauty of East Africa. Tell us about the dividends and the joys and benefits for those of us who are in Nigeria who want to be there. For example, you're saying there's no NEPA there, and so we're not going to be shouting up NEPA over there. For someone like me, there's constant power supply is like a boost. You keep pressing the
Mm-hmm.
laptop of the phone and it keep working, right? So
No
go ahead.
generator noise.
Sorry, no generator noise. So you
No
see now.
generator noise.
So there's
Yeah.
no generator at all around there. Hey,
No, I've never heard generator noise in 2 years.
hey, God. You know when I went to Ghana, I went to Ghana. We wanted
Hmm.
to do an event in Ghana. So we got to the event place. And one of the things I usually do, like in Nigeria here, I'll check out the generator. The generator actually okay? Do they have a standby? Do they have two? Because sometimes you say standby generator, but then that standby can break down. So you need to have another standby that is standing by the standing by. You get what I mean? I want a standing by
Yeah.
down, the other one, you know? And then I was in Ghana and I said to them, where's the generator? Like, they laughed at me.
Generator.
I was like, so if we start this event now, there's power cut. They say, no, don't worry yourself. There's nothing like power cut here. Geez, we ran that event from morning to the evening, no power cut. We stayed in Ghana, I mean in Accra for like a week. Only once that they just went, boom, we came back again because I think they were doing some.
Yeah, repairs. And they
All
will
right.
send a message across that there's going to be power outage. Then another thing is that if your light goes off, you know that your meter is finished. You have to go buy your power.
All right, ma. Please let me not lament and share my woes so much. You know, even what happened last night when I went to the hospital with my daughter. I can't say all. Please go ahead and share with us.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Princess Shola Olaleye. I'm Igbo, but I'm married to Yoruba. And one of the things that made me to start traveling was in 2021 when I lost my son after birth. Yeah, after birth, I had to start traveling. After finding out everything that happened and trying out different hospitals without getting oxygen, it was just too many things, too many stories, and I just got to that point where I know it was time for me to leave. Each time I drive past my place where I was living in Lekki at that time, people we always stop the car to like, hey madam, sorry, I heard what happened, I'm so sorry. So I feel so bad, and I just told my husband one day, you know what, I'm ready to travel and I want to move out of Nigeria. And that was it. My daughter was 2 years at the time. So we were like, how am I going to manage? Because my husband was not traveling with us, we're just I and my daughter. And how am I going to manage with the child? Like, don't worry, I'm going to be fine. So the first country we visited was Kenya. So we decided to move to Kenya. So I didn't have like anybody I needed to call in Kenya that can help me through the process of the trip and everything. So the only person that I knew at the time was my brother-in-law who had traveled to Kenya, and he just gave me a contact of a lady who can help me to do the visa, and that was it. And the lady did the visa for me, and I got my I applied for me to change my naira to dollar because I needed to travel with dollars, and I wasn't able to get for like 2 weeks. I couldn't have, get a dollar for like 2 3 weeks. I couldn't get. I didn't have to extend my ticket again with, I think it was 35K. I just extend my ticket and that was my daughter's ticket at the time, so that I can be able to travel, with dollar at least, and we weren't able to do that. So what we did was to buy dollar from Aboki, and we were able to travel. Because we needed that dollar, can't travel in naira. So the whole process was just me alone. Okay, we traveled to Ethiopia, Uganda, Kenya. Now I'm in Rwanda. But in all of these four countries, I only lived in three, which is Kenya, Uganda, and Rwanda. Okay, which I'm in Rwanda currently. So I know how hard it can be for people to start traveling without help, because I actually went through all of those stress myself. Having to book a hotel in Kenya, and I arrived there, I didn't like what I saw online wasn't what I'm seeing physically. So it can be something, you'll be like, how can I do this thing? So you need somebody out there, that can help you prepare all of these things. And how do you settle in the country? What kind of visa do you need? All of those questions are one of the things that comes in mind, because even when I started traveling to these places, I had mind to settle in some of these places for a very long period, but I couldn't. So when I went into Kenya, Nigerians are only allowed to stay in Kenya for 6 months. Now you get a 1 month visa or 3 months visa, like you get an e-visa. The consulate only has the power to tell you how many months you can stay, because it's an e-visa. When you arrive let's say you arrive in Nairobi or Mombasa. So in my own case, I arrived in Mombasa because I wanted the whole beach life. I love beaches. Don't forget that I said I was going through my moment. I was depressed at the moment, and I needed something that can help me. So what I did was to go to where I can have the fun of my life, which is going to the coastal region of Kenya, which is Mombasa. So I went to Mombasa and I stayed in Mombasa for like 6 months because I had to like keep extending my visa. So the first month I was given 1 month, and after the 1 month, you can now extend and you get 2 months. After the 2 months, you can get 1 month or 2 months. So that's how people always do. Okay, so you can stay for 6 months. Then after the 6 months, you have to leave East Africa entirely for you to get another visa, okay, into Kenya. Before now, people can actually go on a road trip from Kenya to Uganda, then come back. But I think that was abolished at some point. You can no longer go to, go by road to Uganda, then come back to Kenya. So I thought about it. I was like, what should I do? I don't want to go back to Nigeria. It's not time yet. So what I did was to pack my bag and move to Uganda. So in Uganda, as a Nigerian, you can only stay for 5 months. You have 5 months to stay as a Nigerian in Uganda. So you get 3 months, e-visa, of course. You have to apply for an e-visa and you come into Uganda to stay for 3 months. Then after the 3 months, you can actually extend for another 2 months, okay? So after that, I was there for 5 months and I thought about like, what should I do next? That was how I said, okay, you know what? It was Christmas period and it was also close to the election. And I decided like, okay, let me just go for election through Christmas. Then I'll think about next country to visit. So when I came back to Nigeria with the whole life thing, then I was at that point where you have to also buy. I was buying 10,000 naira for 6,000. I was like, oh, I cannot stay here. Like, it's not my thing. I'm not used to this whole thing again. So what I did was to pack my bag and I researched about another East African country to visit, which I really love. I love East Africa because of its flexibility and everything that it offers in between. There is a lot of places to visit. Like, you just need it. As someone who is trying to heal from a loss. So what I did was to pack my bag and I booked a flight to Rwanda. And since the past 9 months I've been in this country and it's been amazing. So one thing I always advise people is that when you're planning to travel to East Africa because I talk more about East Africa because I have experience in East Africa. So what I always advise people is that when you're planning to travel to East Africa or you're planning to migrate without any information, like you don't have anybody to talk to, you don't have anybody to advise you, especially on the immigration laws, which I'm going to come back to, it's very important that you try to get an East African visa, okay? Instead of you getting a visa to Kenya or getting a visa to Uganda, it is better for you to get an East African visa. And this East African visa will permit you to stay in 3 East African countries or travel to around 3 East African countries, okay? East African visa lasts for 3 months, okay? With these 3 months, you can actually tour around the 3 East African countries, which is Kenya, Uganda, and Rwanda, okay? So Rwanda is also free visa for Nigerians. Like, you don't have to pay for any visa. Now, currently, Rwanda has actually announced that all Africans are allowed to come into Rwanda free of charge. You do not have to pay any single money for visa. You don't have to pay for anything as such, okay? So you just come into the country and tour the country. If it's something that you love, okay, you can ask, okay, let me stay. There's nobody that comes into Rwanda without loving it. Trust me, you will love the country. You want to stay because of its landscape. It's known as a land of 1,000 hills, okay, because of the landscape. Then another thing is its cleanliness. Kigali city is very clean. You go to Musanze, very clean. You go to Gisenyi, it's so clean. You go around Rwanda, it's so clean. The trees are planted on the street. If you have checked my page, you see a lot of Rwandan video I've been able to do. Okay, if you have also checked my YouTube channel at Kigali Mama, you also see all of those things. You see a lot about Rwanda. I've shot a lot of videos about Rwanda. I've also shot videos about Uganda and Kenya. Maybe go check them out. Okay, so once you come in, you want to stay back in the country because it's so lovely, especially when you are someone like me that work online. I'm a full-time social media manager and content creator. So I work online. I work online for a living. Like, I create content for a living and I manage people's accounts for a living. So I need power supply. Okay, if my power goes off now, just know that my this thing has finished. What's it called now? My life has finished. So I have to go buy another one. Okay. Now, another thing I love about East Africa is its mode of payment. When I came back to Nigeria, I wanted to each time I want to make payments online, I'm like, okay, can I make transfers? They'll be like, no, you can't transfer. You have to pay me cash. Like, I can't remember the last time I had cash, except maybe I want to shoot a content that that requests me to use cash to shoot that content. Okay, that's the only time you see me go to MTN Momo to go and maybe transfer money to them and give me cash. Okay, so we make payments with our mobile phones. Like even if you have the small Nokia touch phone, you can use to make payments. Okay, both in Uganda, Kenya, and Rwanda. These are the countries. Like these countries permit you to make payment. Mode of payments is like online payments. You don't necessarily need to have cash. Okay. Then another thing about East Africa that I love so much is the way that we pay rent. Okay, on a monthly basis. So it's very possible for you to stay in East Africa for a year and live in 12 houses for a year. Very funny, right? But that's how it is. You can decide to, let's say you come into this particular country now, and you stay there for a month in a particular house. You can decide to say, okay, I'm tired of this house. I saw a particular house that I love and it's beautiful, and you say, okay, I'm packing my bags the next day, and you're moving to that house. Except for some of us that love to stay in furnished apartments, so it's very much easy for you to keep moving. Okay, but if you're staying in an unfurnished apartment, you can also decide to move, but of course you have to consider the whole load, the whole things that you have to pack before moving. So, but staying in East Africa is super, super amazing. You love it here. I tell you. And another thing is that traveling around East Africa will give you like knowledge of so many things that you have to do. A lot of business ideas. Like lots of business ideas. You get to meet a lot of people, interesting people, learning people's culture and tradition, lots of culture. Now, let me come back to Rwanda, which is the country where I currently stay. One thing I love about Rwanda is that as a person who is coming into the country, you might decide to stay in this country and start up your business. And starting up a business for a foreigner, in fact, for everyone is free of charge. You don't have to pay any money. You don't have to pay somebody and say, help me register my business. Help me register my business. Nobody does that for you. It's something you can just pick up your laptop and you register your business even on your mobile phone. Okay, and it's free of charge. You don't have to pay anything. Okay, so and in that one, once you come in as a Nigerian or as an African, which is visa free, you have 30 days to decide what you want. Okay, within that 30 days, if you're someone that is coming to school, the first thing for you to do is to search out for schools that you want to study in. Okay, there are different schools here that you can decide to go in. I think I talked about the hospitality sector sometime last week or 2 weeks ago, and a lot of people are already showing interest to go study hospitality. It's a big industry. I never knew about that until I went to East Africa. It's a big industry that you might want to consider. Okay, it could be a barista. It's a lot of, see, being a barista is not a small job, or it's not something that you should look down on. I think back home we actually look down on all of this kind of job, but people that work in this kind of sector and in a five-star hotel, they pay them a lot of money. So you can decide to go into all of that. And schools here are very affordable. You can get a school that will charge you like $180 for a semester. So in a whole term, you'll be paying maybe close to $500 for a whole year. Okay. Then there are also schools for $3,000. I think there's one particular school for $3,000, and most of the students also get grants. Okay. So let's say it's $3,000 and you get $2,000 as your as grant. Okay, you got to pay only $1,000 the whole year, and most students from Nigeria are also there in that school. In fact, we have a lot of Nigerians in that school currently. Some of them are studying entrepreneurship, some of them are studying software engineering. So East Africa is a whole lot. Okay, it offers you a lot of advantage, especially here in Rwanda. It offers you a lot of advantage. Now let's go to Kenya. There are different places you can also decide to live in Kenya, because a lot of people reach out to me and like, okay, where do I stay when I come into Kenya? You can decide to stay in Nairobi. Now, one thing about Nairobi is the fact that Nairobi is just like Lagos City, right? It's just like Lagos, the whole hustling and bustling of Lagos. So for some of us who just love to be calm, okay, who love a calm place, even though I do not like it so calm, but we just like a calm place. Those people decide to say, okay, let me move to a more communal city, which is like the Mombasa, where you have the coastal region, and you have lots of white people living in that place. Because of the sunset, it's more sunny in Mombasa than in Nairobi. Okay, so now starting a business there, it might require you a lot, that's the truth, okay, because you need to have a particular amount of money in your bank account before you can start up a business in Nairobi, okay, or in Kenya. But another good thing is that schools there are also not so expensive, not so affordable. But trust me, you get something within your budget, okay. Then to also get admission is also not hard, especially for people that always reach out and like, oh, which school? I want to go to school. Okay, to get admission is not hard. Okay, it's not hard at all. You can get admission like today. If you come in today into Rwanda or Kenya or Uganda, you can actually get admitted into a particular school. Okay, the school will give you admission, and maybe they might just say, okay, this is your admission letter, but you have to wait for the next intake. So the next intake is in January, and a lot of people are already making applications now to start school by January, okay? Because September has just started this thing to end by December next month, okay? So yeah, getting admission is quite easy. Quite easy. I always tell people it's so easy. So if you are if you have a child that is still trying to get get the jam right and UTM something like that, yeah, it's and they've been trying it for years. Trust me, you might want to, instead of them wasting all of those years, okay, or maybe they applied for a particular course, just like me. I wanted to study medicine and surgery, and I couldn't. I ended up studying library and information science. Yeah. So if you're like me, or if they're like me and they've been trying to get a particular course and they're not able to, then they should try another country. There are different countries in Africa that you can actually migrate to, and they get admitted. A friend of mine studied in Ghana, and it was so easy for her to get the exact course that she wanted after trying 4 years back home in Nigeria. So you might want to consider all of these things, okay? Now, for some of us that work online, one good news about the country is that internet is very affordable, okay? I think in a month I paid $25 for my whole house. 25 $25 for my whole house. Like everyone in my house uses $25 internet. But back home in Nigeria, I know how much I spent when I came back for just few months. It was not easy. So electricity, we have constant electricity. If my light goes off, no, that is my fault. Okay. So there's constant electricity. It's always very hard for you to hear that NEPA has taken light or up NEPA, like like Uncle Emeka said, it's very hard. So yeah, a lot of things that you want to know about East Africa is that it's very easy for you to migrate here. Okay, yes, it's very easy for you to migrate and settle here and start up your business. If you decide to move to Uganda today, it's also a very beautiful place. They have a lot of tourist attractions, and you might want to also visit that. A lot of experts also decide to move to Uganda and say, okay, I want to migrate to Uganda and stay there, or I want to travel to Uganda. Just traveling, you just need to travel. Travel inspires you a lot. It has changed a lot about me, okay? It helps me heal, it helps me heal, because at some point, I cannot talk about what has happened to me, but now I can freely talk about it without feeling any kind of pain, okay? So it can help you heal. It can help you learn a lot of things, learn about people's culture, like I mentioned. So Uganda can also be that particular place where some of you that love the Lagos lifestyle, you might decide to move to Uganda, like Kampala. Kampala is a lovely city. It's also very chaotic sometimes. That's what people know Kampala for. Like then for Rwanda, it's a very calm city. If you're someone that just loves the calm nature, the calmness of life, you don't want lots of stress, then Rwanda is that place that you want to stay in. Okay, and soft life, yes. If you like soft life, Rwanda is also that particular place that you want to stay in. It's also home for mountain gorillas. Okay, yeah, a lot of endangered gorillas. We also live here in Rwanda, and a lot of people pay lots of money to go see those gorillas. Okay, then there are different places you want to visit, like the Lake Kivu, that's like the lake here. So we don't have beaches in Rwanda, but we have lakes. Okay, unlike Kenya has beaches. Okay, especially in the coastal region, which is like Mombasa, Diani, and Malindi. All of those places has beaches. You might want to also visit them. So there are different places for you to stay in East Africa. There are different things you want to stay in East Africa, different reasons you want to stay in East Africa, and I'm just giving you a tip of an iceberg. Okay, so if you have any question, I'll be ready to take. Okay, Maka, you speak here. Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm still here. I'm still. You have done 30 minutes, so you can go ahead. There's something that you are planning and you are working on for individuals who are interested. You can go ahead and share with us. I'm here. People are listening also and dropping their comments. All right.
Okay. Okay, so in from the 14th to 16th of December, I'm actually planning.
Sorry, somebody's asking in the comment section. I think he has asked it twice to talk about the weather.
Okay. The weather, okay. So for Rwanda, it's cold. Okay, I'm actually feeling hot because the lights are on me. Okay, but it's actually cold. Currently, we're experiencing the cold weather. Okay, so for weathers in Rwanda, from we're actually in rainy season. It's going to rain from now to May next year. Okay, it's the rainy season period. Then from May ending till the whole to September next year, we're going to be experiencing summer. Okay, it can be cold. I always tell people come with jacket. Don't just wear sleeveless and come in. It can really be cold. Even during the summer period, in the evenings are also cold. So that's this for the weather. Kigali is even not so cold, but outside of Kigali, it's very cold. Then when you talk about Kenya, Nairobi is super cold. It's just cold. Morning, evening is super cold. Nairobi is very cold. Mombasa is just like the Lagos weather. It's not so hot. Okay, it's not hot. I just say it's hot, but not super hot because they say it as hot. But me as a Nigerian, when I went there, it wasn't really hot like I actually thought it was. That's it for the weather in Kenya. Then in Uganda, Uganda is hot. Uganda is just like Nigeria. It's hot. I didn't really experience very cold weather in Uganda, so that's it for the weather in Uganda. Yeah, that's it for the weather around all of this country. Then Ethiopia is cold. Ethiopia is just cold. It's a very cold place. Yeah. So if you're traveling across all of these places, just have your jackets ready and prepare for anything. Yeah. So so next month from the 14th to the 16th of December, I'm hosting a masterclass for people who wish to travel or migrate. Okay, you're going to be learning a lot. You're going to learn about everything that you need to know, immigration laws, everything that you need to know, like to settle in any of these countries I've mentioned, everything that you need to know on how to settle, how to migrate for study. Okay, so there are 3 ways to migrate to anywhere outside of Nigeria, okay, anywhere outside of your home country. The first way is through getting a job. Let's say you got a job from a particular company, okay, so the company offered you a job, so they're going to offer you all the visas. You don't have to pay for anything because everything will be fully paid depending on your agreement with that company, okay. So that's number one. You get a job and you move down to any country of your choice. Then the second way to migrate is through study. People actually migrate to study, okay. If you don't have lots of money to migrate to all of these other top countries, then try Africa. Africa is that place that you want to be in. It's so lovely. Then the freedom of a lot of things, a lot of taxes cut down, and all of that. Then the school fees is not as high as all of these other places. Okay, we all know the places, right? Then study is it. Okay, you can decide to go study in all of these countries I've mentioned. Their school fees are not so expensive. In fact, the highest I've seen so far is $3,000, which I've also told you that I can actually get like a grant or a full scholarship, okay, depending on how you make your applications or when you make your application, because some of these schools will just, you know, roll out the admission, and the first 10 people that apply first can be the ones to get depending on the numbers they want to give scholarship for that year. So it depends on when you apply. Okay, so study is another way. Then the third way to migrate is also for you to move to that country and start up your business. You can decide to start up your African business in Rwanda, Kenya, or Uganda. Okay, so I think one of the things people always think about is the numbers. Okay, what's the number of the population in Kenya? What's the population in Rwanda? What's the population in Uganda? While population is good, okay, you also have to think about you as an individual, especially when you are migrating with a family. What's the best country for you as a family to migrate to? Okay, where is that country that is family friendly that you want to go to and settle? If you want to settle, then if you want to travel, just to travel, you also learn about different places that you can travel to. Okay, you get to plan your trip by yourself without having to pay people. Okay, I remember when I went to Kenya, the first person that ate my money was a Nigerian, and he took about 9,000 Kenyan shillings, which is 9,000 is close to 100K, right? 9,000 is close to that amount. Is that something like that? Yeah. So this guy took that's close to like 50,000. That guy took that particular amount of money from me to renew my visa for another 1 month or 2 months, which was not even, it was not that amount. In fact, it was free of charge. So the only thing I have to pay for is I'm applying. I can just pay a little money, and that's it. So if I had known those informations, I wouldn't have fallen victim of that particular guy. So I took him out. He's my brother, right? And at the end of the day, this happened. So if you know all of this information, you can do it yourself without even needing the services of an agent to help you to apply for it. Even though I help people to do all of these things, but you can also do it yourself. And that's what I want to teach you from the 14th to the 16th on how to settle, how to migrate, and how to travel to these particular countries without needing, that's DIY, without needing anyone's help. Okay, so I'll be teaching you. Even if it's school, I'm going to be listing schools that you can apply to. So some of you that have children, what school do you want your child to stay at? If it's in primary school, there are schools that can also share with you. Especially here in Rwanda, I always, in fact, because I'm here, I always tell people, see, it's easier here. It's easier here. That's the truth. It's easier here. Certainly, among all these African countries I've traveled to, it is easier to settle in Rwanda than any of these countries, and that's the truth. Okay, so you might want to join, and the fee is just 10,000. It's not expensive. It's just 10,000 shawarma money. So you might want to, I'm going to. I think Uncle Maka will share the link. I'm going to send the link to him, so you share it and you just make payments and join the class. The master class is starting from the 14th to the 16th of December, and you call it a wrap.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, you can ask your questions right now. So I'm seeing some questions here, and let me put them on the screen. Maybe you can see them. I don't know if you can see them now.
Yes, I can see them. What
All
kind
right.
of course can someone study there? Okay. So this depends on the country that you decide, but any course that you want to study, you can study it here. Any course at all, be it in medicals, in medical line, medicine and surgery, all of those kind of courses, law, any course at all, hospitality, the tech sector, any course at all, you can find them here. Okay, you can find them here. Even the courses that you don't know exist, you find them here. So it just depends on what country that you want to study in and which school that you decide to go to, especially when you consider your budget and your lifestyle. Yeah. Okay, so there are lots of work. There are a lot of work you can do in Rwanda. A lot of work. Okay, just depend on. See, getting the job is just the only thing. But once you have the skills, you can get the job. Okay, especially when you're in tech. Even the medical line, I've seen people come here for teaching. I think that was the time they opened application for teachers that speak English to apply. Okay, and a lot of people from different parts of the world came, especially Africans, because they were taking Africans at the time. So a lot of people came to teach. I've met lecturers from Nigeria that are currently here as lecturers, okay, and they're teaching different universities across Rwanda and not just in Kigali, outside of Rwanda, outside of Kigali here. So it depends on your area of expertise, okay. Just ask for the job, okay. If you have a good CV, start making the application. So yeah, there are lots of jobs. Universities have accommodation for a 16-year-old. Oh no. So the only university that have accommodation is African Leadership University. Okay. They have yes, they have accommodation. And is that particular school only run for 4 months. Like physical classes are for 4 months. After the 4 months, the child can decide to go back and continue studying online or stay back and stay back in the hostel if they want to. Okay, just keep paying for the hostel and maybe join the hub. They have a hub here in Kigali. I think they have a hub in Mauritius. They have a hub in Kenya, South Africa. They have a hub across Africa. Then you can decide to also go and intern in any of those hubs if you want. Just be learning from those hubs. But yes, they have accommodation in that particular university. That's the only university currently that I know that have accommodation for their students. How easy is it to start a business? Very easy. Very, very easy. So easy to start a business in Rwanda. Very, very easy. In fact, about business, it's free of charge. I think I've mentioned it before. It's free of charge. You don't have to pay anything. Yeah, very easy.
I'm thinking, can you share a little bit about starting business in Rwanda? I think I'm particularly interested in that one. Are there setbacks? Are there government regulations, policies, and the things that, I mean, if we can think about that?
Okay, so setting up a business here is just for you to come into the country, and you can also be on it a tourist visa for you to set up that business, just for you to come in into the country and say, okay, I want to be an investor, and you go to the RODB, which is the Rwanda Development Board, and tell them the kind of business that you want to start, and they walk you through the whole process on how businesses are started here. And like I mentioned before, it's free of charge, and there are no lots of policies that are against you starting up the business. There's they don't have lots of policies that will affect your business once you're doing the right thing. There are no policies that can restrict your business once your business is starting off right. Okay, you just have to have the right business and follow all that you have been told, because there's a particular booklet they're going to give you. Just read them up and know, especially the tax regulations, especially the taxes. Know when it is right for you to pay your taxes, and that's it. There's no much thing to know about starting a business in Rwanda. Is so easy because it's free of charge. Just register your business online and you're good to go. Yeah. Culture shock. Culture shock for me was food. It was the food. So here they eat a lot of matoke. Matoke is bananas. Okay, you know those tiny short plantains that we have back home in Nigeria. Like the bananas, that's what they call them here. But those tiny plantains, that's what they eat here, and that's like their major food. And beans, that's their major food. And each time they cook it, and they are like, because I'm a food content creator majorly. I create content for, so I like I review foods, okay, for some people, right? So each time I'm asked to go and eat those kind of food, I'm like, I feel some sort of way. One of the food I've never tried is Sunday, is a food that is made from cassava leaves. I've never tried it because back home I do not like cassava leaves. So how will I try something I don't like? So that's my major culture shock. Another culture shock is that you have bikes on the streets of Kigali, which is the capital city. And before you take any bike, you have to wear your helmet. The bike man is wearing a helmet, and you're wearing a helmet. And they have limit. The speed limit here is 60 kilometer per hour. So yeah, those are like my major culture shock. Like you can't drive speed. Then you can't the food. Then you have to enter bikes. Then the code. I think sometimes, because now in Nigeria we're entering the dry seasons, right? This is like our own summer. That's Hamatan season. I'm not even feeling the fresh the breeze of Christmas. I'm not feeling it. It was in July, those periods I was feeling it. But now I'm not feeling anything. Everywhere is cold. It can just decide to start raining now or tomorrow morning. So those are like my major culture shock. Taxes. Actually, I don't think I can talk about the taxes here. Okay, but it's not something you cannot do once you're making profits from your business. Once you're making profit, it's not something you cannot do. Okay, but the first year, if you're not able to make money on your first year as a business owner, you can actually declare that no money come out or nothing come out. You can actually declare. Just make sure you declare at the right time, okay, so that you don't get fined, okay, for not declaring at all. So just make sure you declare at the right time, especially the first year. Then the second year, make sure you start a business and start making profits. Yeah. Rwanda is a very family-friendly country. It's so calm, security conscious. In fact, it's rated number one cleanest city and safest country in Africa. It's very clean and safe. Okay, if anything happens to you, there are people you can report to, and in the next few days, everything will be sorted. They will tell you that okay, this has been sorted, okay, and they will trace it. It's not a place where something will happen and is without trace. Even if it takes months, they will definitely trace that person. They will definitely trace it. It's very safe, and the crime rate here is very low. You can't hear a lot of others. In fact, we used to tell people that Rwanda is like heaven, but not heaven. Like yes, so you can just say we're living close to heaven, but not in heaven. Yeah, so it's very safe and very family friendly.
Somebody was saying to me the other day, Nigerians are now flooding there now. Let them not
Ah,
go
yeah,
spoil, let them not go spoil
spoil
things.
the place.
As Nigerians they do their things now. So I don't know what you have to say about that.
So we have a Nigerian community here, and they're doing their best to, caution people as much as they can, to let them know that okay, this is the law, do things right. If you do something bad, trust them to fish you out. Yeah, you cannot hide. There are cameras everywhere, cameras on the streets. I can decide to walk out by 2 a.m. and nobody will tell me, hey, stop there. Nobody can because cameras are watching over all of us. So you can't do anything without trace. So it's very hard. It's very clean and safe, okay? And the Nigerian community is doing their best to make sure that everyone is in the right place and doing the right thing, and also following the rules, especially in terms of getting your permit. So if you come into the country, note that you only have 30 days. Within that 30 days, make sure you work on getting the right visa if you are planning to stay. You can actually extend your visa for the next 2 months, but why extend a visa for $65 when you can actually I think $65 or so, when you can actually get your resident for if you add that money maybe two places, you can pay for your business this thing, what's it called, permit, and that's it, you settle. Why that? So it's always advisable for people to get their permits. Okay, I think a few months ago, a lot they came to different houses to make sure that everybody has their permit. Check. They were walking around every house, and all of us came out with our passport. As a foreigner, they know houses that foreigners are staying, because they have securities in every street. Like you can't do anyhow. And it's also a country that detests noise. You can't shout, you can't make noise at midnight or host parties in your house or loud your radio or your television and start disturbing the neighbor. No, it's not advisable. It's not permitted. Your neighbors can call police on you and they'll come here and pick you up. That's it. Another thing is that you don't drive drunk. Like you don't drink any, even small alcohol like this. You cannot drink it and drive on the street. Sorry, if they catch you, that one is your own. Like you just go answer your query. So they always make sure that they tell us some of those things that one needs to do to stay in the country safe without going into trouble. And so far so good. Everyone has been maintaining that order, and everyone is just here minding their business, doing their thing. And I hope it continues like that. Yeah, how is their health system like? So they have very good health system, and it's always advisable to come in with your insurance. Like get especially international foreigners are always advised to get insurance, like even in your workplace, your business, your even in school. So some schools end up telling you to pay for the insurance and they help you get that. But the health sector here is very good, okay? Very, very good. And it's also very hard for, if you're coming in and you're saying, let's say a child of 3 years or 2 years is sick and you're walking into a chemist, I doubt if anybody will sell medicine to you. You have to go to the hospital, like to go and check. Especially when it has to do with a child, get the right medication for that child and all. And yeah, so the health sector here is very good. They're following the right process to make sure that everyone gets the best health that they can get. Okay, especially here in Kigali, there are very nice hospitals. Some hospitals are even the community hospitals are very good. Okay, but we foreigners, we are already used to the private thing, right? Private hospitals and all. So it's very easy for you to also get a private hospital that you can get settled with, and each time you're sick or your child is sick or anybody, they take them. Like in my child's school, they asked me for our family hospital, and you provide it, and anytime your child falls sick, the school will take the child there, then make a call across that okay, we're the hospital, come there to meet us. So yeah, the health sector here is very good. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Ma. I think there are no other questions. Did he saying exactly what's in my mind? I mean, I think they've banned Nigerians from Dubai because we took all our lawlessness and all the things. I mean, You see, the thing is, when you see someone who is a Rwandan now coming to Nigeria, you will see them behave exactly how they are behaving in their city or in their country because of culture.
Mhm.
Culture shapes people. Culture shapes mindsets. But they find out that when people move from here to other nations, you find them exhibiting certain irascible attitude because of the culture, basically. Like I've been to Ghana, and there are lots of complaints about Nigerians in Ghana. They are loud, they play music loudly, they do all sorts of things, and it affected me really. It affected my partner and I when we went to Ghana to host an event.
Mhm.
There was this disassociation of sorts, from us because we were Nigerians. Even though we were doing some things differently. Of course, I live differently. I'm not uncultured, despite the fact that I'm living in a nation. But
Mhm.
it affected us, some Ghanaians who were supposed to work with us sort of pulled out, and we got to Ghana, we didn't see them, they didn't come through for us. It was actually painful, so now that Kigali has opened up, its acceptance, I do hope that people will not go there to mess things up. Really, I do hope. You know,
Yeah,
um,
they're trying, at least the ones here now are actually trying to obey laws, the one here, because even on the streets, you can't. So, one of the things about Kigali is that nylons are not permitted. You don't come in with plastic bags or plastic bottles or anything. At the airport, it will be seized. When you go to the airport and they're wrapping your bag with that plastic, after wrapping it, once you get into Kigali here, before you come into the country, at the airport, they'll give you scissors to start tearing them off. You can't take plastic into the country. And you can't also trash, like even if it's a biscuit paper, you can't try to trash it on the streets. So people are actually obeying that laws because across everywhere in Kigali, you'll find a dustbin, like a place that is designed for it. You can just go in there and trash your thing, and people are really obeying that law. And I also mentioned that here is noise free. They know us as noisemakers very well. Everybody knows us as noise. Even in Kenya, I remember somebody telling me one day that the reason why Nigerians shout is because of so many generators in our country. So it was funny at the same time. It was funny, but it was an insult at the end of the day because oh my god,
but that's
so
true now. If I go
I
home
think
now,
that's
there's no power. I have like four generators around me. I mean,
mhm.
I keep saying that the day I'm going to get money to build my house, I'm going to buy like three, 4 plots of land. 4 plots of land because I want like 4 plots. And then at the
Yeah.
middle is where I'll now build the house, so that the generators of neighbors will be far off. I mean, you won't understand. Like
Yeah.
if I go home, the
Yeah.
generators are banging. It's
It's
absolutely
something.
crazy. I mean, it's
Yeah.
absolutely
But here
right.
you can't hear that noise. I've not heard it for 2 years, and that's how it is for now.
All
So
right, finally, before we go, I know this may not concern you because I have a concern actually. I have a concern about um what will happen when the current president, Paul Kagame, leaves power, because I feel like Paul Kagame is holding the fabric of existence of that nation. There are a lot of things that have been said about him, though. Some people say he's autocratic. Some people say he's militarian, his approaches and all that. But some people say he's a despot and all that. But I feel that he's still holding together, things. I don't know if you have some of political understanding. If are there certain things that Kagame is doing, um, setting in place in terms of progression after he leaves power, so that these things continue. Because after doing all these things in Rwanda, and then he leaves power, and then things begin to deteriorate. I mean, we have seen it in so many other places where certain individuals leave power and things just begin to go down south. It's a specific example here in Nigeria, in Cross River State. I mean, after all the things that Donald Duke did, made that state to be very beautiful. I mean, if you go to Cross River now, somehow you may cry. So I don't know if there's something
yeah.
he's doing
So
politically.
I think one of the things that affects us back home is lack of structure and people not having because you're a government in power, you not having putting structures in place so that whoever that comes in so that it can be progressional. Whatever laws we put in place can, the other person can pick it up from there. So now Rwanda is already ranking a lot in the world, and everybody wants to visit Rwanda. If you watch football a lot of times, you see the whole Visit Rwanda logo at the back of those footballers, and they're advertising Rwanda. So the president is doing a lot, and he's setting structures in place. I believe that even when he lives here, he lives far tomorrow, any day, I believe that those structures are already there to stay, and nobody can take it away. Because I love the fact, I'm sure they love the fact that everybody wants to come visit their country, and they love the fact their country is safe or ranked one of the safest country in Africa, and also a very clean country. So I think that because of that, they will definitely want to continue with whatever thing is already building. So the structure is it. Okay, they have to put that the structure is one of the things that that is very important, and this is one of the things we're lacking back home. A governor is come, he makes his own rule. Another governor is coming and making his own rule. No structure, and that's why I think Lagos is progressing, because any government that comes in, even though they change some things, they also want to maintain a particular thing. Like the BRT, we have all enjoyed BRT, and even when this government goes, it brings in another person, comes in, you can just decide to change, make a change, but at least they're still following the pattern. So pattern is very important, and structure is very important, and I think that's one thing Rwanda is enjoying today. There's structure in the country, and any president that decides to come in tomorrow, we definitely follow that structure because of what they are selling to the world, and because the world is buying it, everybody wants to enjoy that dividends. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Didi is also saying that Didi is saying great presentation, and she's also saying absolutely correct. Good governance is all about systems and structures, and I'm happy that he's putting the systems in place. We wouldn't want Rwanda to become an eyesore by the time he leaves. All right, thank you. I don't know if there are final words that you've got for us tonight before we call it a day. If there are words, tell us in the next 1-2 minutes before we call it a wrap tonight.
Okay, so everyone, thank you so much for watching tonight. Do well to visit Rwanda. That's the truth. Visit Rwanda. I always advertise my country like it's my home for now. So I always say visit Rwanda. It's such an amazing place for you to stay, and you can do any kind of business. Be in real estate, and real estate is like it's growing. It's a growing hub right now. Rwanda is a growing hub, and real estate is also growing currently, and a lot of people are going to the real estate market in the country. You might want to go into real estate in Rwanda, and especially when you want to do like industrial real estate. I don't know what they call it. Yeah, you might want to go into that. You want to go into agriculture, then Rwanda it is for you. You want to go into education, trust me, Rwanda is that place you want to go to. You want to start a tech hub, Rwanda is that place you want to start that thing. Then you want to study, come to Rwanda. You want to start any kind of African business that is in your mind. You want to promote Rwandan product or promote even your Nigerian product in Rwanda, you also welcome. Rwanda is a hub of everyone. Everyone is permitted to come in and allowed to come in. And trust me, you will love it here. The weather is very favorable. It's not so cold, but it's cold, but it's very lovely. And every other thing, security wise, we're number one in Africa. When it comes to cleanliness, we're number one in Africa. So you want to come visit Rwanda and enjoy everything that Rwanda has to offer. And I look forward to welcoming you, because I'm not the Kigali Mama for nothing. So you want to come in, and before you come in, reach out to Kigali Mama and trust me to walk you through all the process, okay? And especially when you want to migrate, if you want me to help you to have like a personalized processes, instead of maybe you don't want to attend just a master class, you want me to help you to plan your trip or plan your movement, trust me to help you do all of that. I have all the plugs that you're looking for. In fact, I'm the plug that you're looking for. So reach out to me and we'll get started from there. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I look forward to being in Rwanda, and I'm looking forward to your email to share with me all the things that we're going to do in Rwanda. Somebody's asking if you're a Rwandan citizen now. Is there a way to have a Rwandan passport?
Yes, there are actually ways, but you have to follow the process. For now, I'm just a resident. Okay, currently I have a 1 year permit, and every year I can renew my permit. And after 3 years, I can get my full residence in the country. Then, before you start talking about citizens, you can actually get the passport if you want to. But I don't know if I have the plans for now. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So please, I look forward to your email. Send me the email so that we start to plan and book our flights ahead of time to be in
Yeah.
Rwanda
You get
next
it
year.
tomorrow morning.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, Princess
Thank you, sir, for
Charlie
having me.
Mama,
Thank you.
for being on this
Yes,
live
sir.
and sharing with us from the depth of your heart, your experiences. God bless you so much. And to everyone that tuned in, we still have some time. You can go to the bottom of the screen right now and click the share button to share this to your audience. All right. So, I mean, people need to look for great places to visit, great places to go. I think East Africa is one good place that we can also go on vacation, relocation, and what have you. All right. So, tap the share button and let everybody okay, so Ndidi saying that she needs the email and that she's going to be in Rwanda in February. So you've got a client there, all right? So great, great.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So thank you very much. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. Go ahead and share. If you're joining this live stream as a replay, also share the live stream so that other individuals can also partake in the conversation and reach out and have their issues solved. So thank you very much, Princess. God bless you. And look forward to having
Thank you,
another
sir.
great conversation sometime in the future to come. And I look forward to that
Yes.
amazing time. Trust me, if I'm in Rwanda, hey, trust me, every day, timeline, story, pictures. I mean,
Yeah.
I was angry about the young people who were in Rwanda. I mean, you were there for the JPI. And I was looking out for their
Yeah.
timelines to see them talk about food, talk about culture, talk about environment, talk about places. I mean, and I wasn't getting the vibe. So,
Because the program was really kind of choked up. We had like activities every other day. I think that's one of the reasons why maybe they didn't post a lot. But I think Choma did a great job. Chacha did a great job. That charity of coaches, they did a great job. Yeah, they tried.
oh well, I'm going to retaliate, by
Yeah,
showing
we
up.
trust you. We know what you can do, sir. We can't wait to host you.
All right. Thank you so much
Thank you,
and have
sir.
a beautiful my regards to your family. Have a beautiful night rest. I don't know,
Thank you.
is the time zone the same? No.
No, it's not the same. We are 1 hour ahead. This is
Oh, so
currently 9
so
p.m.
it's 9 p.m. right now there over there, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, not so much difference. All
Mhm.
right. Thank you so much. God bless you and have a beautiful night rest. And goodbye to everybody
Thank
who
you.
tuned into this live stream.
Thank you, sir.